Dear students, hope you are all well. So today we will start with a new lesson in geography. The name of the lesson is natural resources. Now we all know that there are different natural resources or there are natural things that man uses that we use. They are air, water, soil, land, mineral, plants. All these are called as natural resources. So let us see the lesson. Observe and think about the pictures given in figure 8.1. So you can see here some pictures are given to you. What do you see in the pictures? Now what do you see? These are all natural resources. How many of these animals or plants do you know? There is a monitor lizard and there is a horse. So you all must have seen horse, you all might have seen an octopus, but monitor lizard we must have not seen. All of them might have not seen it. Okay. Which of these things have you seen in reality? So you might have seen a horse, you might have seen a mango, a cotton. I don't know whether you have seen an octopus. So there are some things which we have seen in reality and some we have not. Have you ever used these things or seen them being used? Yes, we have. We have used a mango, you have used a cotton, right? There are some things we have used it. Which of our needs do some of these fulfill? See, cotton fulfills our need, mango fulfills our need, horse also fulfills our need, right? So there are some things which fulfill our needs. What probable use of the unused thing can you think of? Okay, now let's move to the explanation part. We see many things on the earth. Some of these are quite familiar to us, means some of them we have seen, while some we have not seen. However, we do not necessarily use all of them. We have learned to use some of the things that are available in nature. For example, water. The natural thing that man uses are called natural resources. Man fulfills his need using these natural resources. So some resources we use them daily, like air, water, soil, land, minerals, plants, and animals. These are all natural resources. Most of the natural resources are limited in nature. Therefore, they are invaluable. Some natural resources are limited, like water, right? It's limited. You don't know when we won't get or we have a shortage of water, so we should use it properly. Of these, air is such a resource that is available in plenty. Now we can't see air, but we can feel air. But this resource, that is air, that is available in plenty. This resource never depletes, that is air. However, its quality can change. Okay, the quality of an air can change, but it never gets over. We need air for various purposes, right from breathing to burning. Okay, figures 8.2 to 8.13 gives us an idea about how we use some of the natural resources. So here there are some pictures which are given to us. Okay, we'll look at them and there are some questions related to it. So let us see what are they. Observe all the figures from 8.2 to 8.13 and discuss them in class. It is necessary that each of the things shown is considered. For this, use the following points. So we have to look at these pictures which are given to us and we'll see the questions. The first question says, what different activities are the individuals in the picture engaged in? Now, what are these people doing over here? They are doing some kind of the work like agriculture, fishing, mining, collection of honey, drawing water. So, there are some people, what they are doing? They are engaged in some kind of work. The second question, what things will they obtain through these activities? Now, when they are doing some things, they are getting something from that. Like, for example, 8.3 is showing that the man is fishing. Now, why is he fishing? So that he can get something. That is, he obtains something. That is fish. And here you can see collection of honey. What is he obtaining? Honey. Over here there is collection of rubber. Then drawing water, taking out water. So there is some or the other activities what they are doing. They are getting something, obtaining something. Next question. What are the animals in the picture doing? Now here there are two kinds of animals which they have shown us. There is a donkey, he's carrying some load, and there is cows who is doing plowing. Okay, so what are the animals in the picture doing? They are doing some kind of work. What is the use of the tall device in figure 8.12? So let us look at 8.12 over here. What is this figure of a windmill, right? What is being loaded in the truck? Now let us see what is being loaded in the truck. What is being loaded? There is what activity is being done? Mining, and mud is being loaded. What are we going to get from it? Okay, next question. Where are all these human activities being performed other than fishing? Now, other than fishing, where are these activities performed? They are performed on land. Okay, now let us move to the explanation part. Now, in some of the figures, man is showing doing different tasks that we seen just now. Each of the tasks is related to some resource. He is using some kind of resource. Let us consider each of these resources. Now, in figure 8.2, man is seen plowing the land as we seen. The farmer plows the soil here and makes the land cultivable. If we don't plow the land, we will not be able to grow or put seeds in that. So you need to make the land cultivable. In this cultivable land, he grows various crops and fulfill his own and others' need for food. For this purpose, he uses the soil. So which natural resource is used over here? Soil. That is naturally available on land as a resource. Soil is used all over the world, and therefore soil is a very important resource for agriculture. Without soil, you won't be able to grow any kind of crop. Soil formation mainly depends on the original rock. How do you get soil? By the weathering of the rock. The rock becomes into a powdery form. Climate, organic components, slope of the land, and time. According to the type of rocks and climates in different regions, different types of soils are formed. We had seen in the chapter rock and rock types. We get different kinds of soil. We get different colors of the soil also. Okay. A long period is required for the formation of mature soil, as it is a very slow process. So to form just one layer of soil, it takes a lots of years. How many years it takes? Let us see. A period of about 1,000 years may be required for the development of a 2.5 centimeter layer of soil. It's not hundred of years, it is thousands of years. So you might be thinking that the soil which we use now, how old it might be. Okay. Figure 8.3 and 8.4 shows a man catching fish and another drawing water from a well. In these pictures, man is using the natural resource, water, right, for fulfilling his needs. Right from the time we get up in the morning, we keep on using water till we go to bed at night. This shows how important water is a natural resource. The entire living world depends on this resource. We all know how important is this resource, that is water. See figure 8.9. It shows how we obtain salt from sea water. You all must have seen these small mountains of salt, right? We make use of salt in our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, we require salt. Okay? Let's move further. Let's see figure 8.6. Now, what does it show? It shows some individual collecting wood from the forest. We had seen earlier the pictures. Similarly, some people are shown collecting different items in the forest like honey, resin, rubber, latex, etc. Why are they collecting these resources? In order to fulfill their needs, okay, or our needs. We collect various products from plants in nature. There are various plants on land surface. Now there are so many plants, as you can see over here. There are so many different kinds of plants. Okay, we learn about plants now. Plants are broadly classified. Now plants also have different kinds of name. What are they? Grass, herbs, shrubs and trees. Man has successfully experimented with some grasses to obtain food grains. This helped him to avoid painful wandering for gathering food. Now, we know earlier in the ancient time what man used to do. He used to hunt, he used to go in search of food, gathering of food. He began to live a settled life, as we know before. He should not live in one place, he should keep moving here and there for food. The basins of the Honghe, Sindhu, Nile, and Euphrates are some of the areas where such settlements flourished in the past. You have studied this in Standard 5th. We obtain products like wood, rubber, resin, fruits, medicinal plants, etc. from forest. If we consider the region from the equator to the poles, as per the temperature zones, we find the following types of natural vegetation. As I told you, different temperature regions have different trees. Equatorial evergreen, deciduous, these are names of the forest. Tropical grasslands, thorny shrubs, temperate grasslands, mixed forests, broad-leaved coniferous and tundra, as you can see over here. Okay, all the different kinds of trees. Many animals make these forests as their habitat. That means this is their house, the animal's house, right? The forest is their house. Animals who prey on the plant-eating animals also live in the forest. Thus, many food chains develop in the forest. Forest or grasslands are the habitats for many animals because many of them live on eating the plants or trees from there. Forest or grasslands are the habitats for many animals. It is basically due to plants that we have got animals as a natural resource. So what they are saying, it is because of plants we have got animal also as a natural resource. Plants also grow in water. We know that, right? Plants also grow in water. Now, what are they called? They are called as mangroves. We'll see further. It is very likely that in future we shall have to depend on aquatic plants for fulfilling the needs of the growing human population. Now we are cutting down forests. So what they are saying, in future we will have to depend on these aquatic plants, the plants which are growing in water because of the population growing. See figure 8.7, that is marine vegetation. Figure 8.3 shows an ass carrying a load. Man makes uses of animals for a variety of reasons. We all know man makes uses of different animals. Horse, oxen, camel, asses, etc. are the animals employed for plowing, riding, transporting goods, etc. Goats, cows, buffaloes are used as milk animals. Meat, eggs, bone powder, hide, etc. are other products that we get from animals. Figure 8.7 shows that the rock is being loaded into a truck from the mining area. We have seen there is mud and rock being loaded. We have seen earlier that rock is a mixture of minerals. Minerals are inorganic substances that form in naturally occurring chemical processes. We get different chemicals and minerals we get different metals and chemicals from the minerals. Some chemicals are used in preparing different medicines. So we all know that there are certain amount of chemicals also in our medicines. Minerals are generally classified as metallic and non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals are used for obtaining different metals such as iron, bauxite, etc. And non-metallic minerals are used in obtaining various chemicals like gypsum, rock salt, calcolite, etc. In all the figures that we seen just now, in all the pictures that we seen, except for fishing, all the activities of obtaining natural resources are being carried out where? They are being carried out on land, except fishing. This means that land is also a natural resource. Living things that are born on land grow, live, and die on land itself. Okay, land is an invaluable resource. That is why it is sold or bought. Nowadays, we know to just buy a small piece of land, you have to require a lot of money. So that's why it's saying land is an invaluable resource. Obtaining land at strategic location, using it for construction as well as trade are some other uses of its resources. So for what other purpose do we use land? For constructing building, for trade purposes, okay? Depending on the characteristic like physiography, soil, climate, minerals, and availability of water in different regions of the world, land is used for various purposes. The proportion of land is 29.20%. Depending on the characteristics of land and climate, various living things are found on the land in different proportions. The distribution of these living organisms, including humans, is not uniform. All living things try to adapt to the various geographical conditions like a rocky terrain, steep slopes, flat plains, mountainous regions, forest covered areas, river basins, etc. Man alone attempts to make changes in the prevailing condition to suit his needs. So man keeps changing where he's suitable to that climate. Every living thing makes use of natural resources according to its need. So every living thing living on the land, right, makes use of the natural resources. However, man started using many of these resources for himself alone with the help of his intellectual power. That means with the help of his mind. Later, the increase in population and the greeds of human led to exploitative use of resources. So some people are not satisfied with what they have. They have that greed. So that led to what? Imbalance. This means that it is necessary that man also must use the natural resources only according to his needs and in a judicious manner. So it's not only humans who are going to use the natural resources. There are other living things also like plants, animals. They too need the natural resources. So we have to use it properly, judicially. Okay? Let's see what's always remember. Man has to depend on nature for many things. We know that. Whatever the extent of his progress, nature is not for man alone. It belongs to other living things too. Therefore, we should always use natural resources judicially. So here we end with this chapter. We will learn the next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.